Hello, this is Domenico with Easynomics, and we're going to do some paper 3 practice in the context of an indirect tax, calculating changes to consumer and producer surplus, government revenue generated from the imposition of a tax, and also calculating PED and PES. This can be found, this video, within a playlist that's dedicated to paper 3 and paper 2 type calculations, which you can find in the video notes below. It will be linked there. This video will also appear in a few other playlists. I have one playlist dedicated to government intervention, another to real-world examples, and so on. And so this is part 3 of a little series where we were breaking down the tax model. So the first video really breaks it down in depth to highlight that the firm is always operating along their original supply curve, their S1 curve, because that is the sum of the factors of production they are employing, land, labor, and capital. They produce the final output, and once that final product is produced, then there's an additional cost being the tax. Typically on a paper exam, you would illustrate a model simply like this, but this provided a more in-depth breakdown of the model. In part 2, we graphed and analyzed excise cigarette taxes in the state of New York versus taxes applied to cigarettes in the state of New Hampshire, where there's a significant price difference between cigarettes in those states, which could incentivize consumers in New York or perhaps organized crime to source cigarettes at a cheaper price out of state, beyond state lines, like in the state of New Hampshire, thus an increase in demand. So here we have the non-price determinant of supply, where an increase in price for cigarettes in New York, going up from P1 to P2, leads to a decrease in the quantity demanded, causing consumers to seek a cheaper alternative out of state. In a state like New York, demand shifts out, increasing total revenue for firms offering cigarettes in that state, and so on. So you can click on that video as well. They'll be all linked in the video notes below. So let's get into this paper 3 type question in the context of cigarette taxes in the state of New York. So here we have a paper 3 style exam for higher level students. On a paper 3, you will be provided the model. So here we have figure 1. On the y-axis, we notice that we're measuring price in US dollars per pack of cigarettes, going by 2, 4, 6, 8, up by units of 2 on the y-axis. And on the x-axis, we're measuring the quantity supplied and demanded in millions of packs of cigarettes. So let's take a look at the question. So this video will go over questions A and B. There'll be a fourth video that will go over questions C and D, and a last video that will go over questions E and F, and they will all be linked. So let's tackle questions A and B in this video. Let's go ahead and read. On an exam, I would encourage you to be in the habit of kind of underlining key ideas or command terms so you know exactly what you should be doing. So in September 2023, New York State increased, the excise tax on each pack of cigarettes to $5. So this is a per unit excise tax. For each pack of cigarettes, a $5 tax is applied. It then informs us that the S1 is the supply curve, the D1 is the demand curve, S2 is the supply curve with the increased excise tax. So the S2 curve includes that $5 that has been imposed by the state of New York. This is a little side note that in actuality, the state of New York increased the excise tax per pack from $4.35 to $5.35 in September 2023. Okay. So question A, that's going to be the focus of this video, A and B. Let's look at question A. Using figure 1, calculate the impact of the excise tax on the consumer surplus. So essentially, what it's going to do is going to change the consumer surplus. So we're going to be measuring the change, the reduction in the consumer surplus as a result of the price being increased. Okay? So we're going to measure that. And what we notice in this model is that we don't see a y-intercept for the demand curve, and we don't see a y-intercept for the supply curve or an x-intercept for the supply curve. So the IB is forcing us to use the trapezium formula to calculate the change in consumer and producer surplus. Before we get to that, let's just make a few notes here. So the question has provided us these green lines to highlight the exact quantity. So we're at 250 million packs. And I would mark that as kind of my initial quantity. And it's being reduced to, it's going up from 200 to 250, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 220. So I'm going to write on the exam that this is 220, and that's my final quantity. I'm going from the initial quantity of 250 to 220 quantity being reduced. Okay. We have initial price of, oh, sorry, I take that back. We can see that with the imposition of the tax, the price received by the producer is at $8. So I can make a mental note here that this is price for producer. And then we see the price being increased, and this is between 12 and 14. So I'll mark that as $13. So that will be the price paid by the consumer. So $10 is the initial price, and 13 being the final price for the consumer. And then here is the final price received by the producer. So I'm just marking initial and finals, so that might help me later on. Okay, so calculate the impact of the excise tax. That's going to be a trapezium shape because we don't see the X or Y intercepts. Okay, so that's going to be this change here. We're looking at this trapezium shape. Here is the lost consumer surplus area, this blue area here. Before we had a consumer surplus going from $10 all the way up to the demand curve. Now it's been reduced to $13 going up to the demand curve. So the trapezium has this particular shape. And if I mark the sides, I can say this is length A, length B, height of C. And the trapezium formula, the surface area for a trapezium, is equal to A plus B in brackets times C divided by 2. All right. So knowing that, please tackle question A. I want you to pause the video and calculate the surface area of this shape, and then tell me what's the reduction in the consumer surplus. So please pause the video now. Okay, so let's check your work. So A, the length of A, right? Length of A is going from 0 to 220. So that's 220 plus, here's the length of B going from 0 to 250, 250. Put that in brackets, multiplied by the height going from this point to that point, going from $10 to 13. 13 minus 10 is 3. And all that's going to be divided by 2. So that's going to work out to 220. And this is in millions. We want to remember that we're in millions, but I can add that later. 220 plus 250 is 470. So 470, I'll put M for million, times 3 divided by 2. And that's going to work out to 470 times 3 is 1,410 million, or 1.4 billion, divided by 2. And that will work out to 705 million. All right, so my final answer would be that consumer surplus, and I'll just put consumer surplus, has decreased by 705, it's in dollars, 705 million. So the collective level of savings by consumers in the state of New York has been reduced by $705 million, meaning that they've lost the opportunity to spend that money on other goods and services because it's being paid on the higher cigarette uh, price and the tax being collected by the government as a result. Great, so we've answered that question. Now let's move on to question B. Question B. It says calculate the impact of the excise tax on the producer surplus. So similar question. We don't have the X or Y intercepts. So again, we're forced to use the trapezium. So I want you to pause the video and calculate the reduction in producer surplus as a result of the imposition of the tax. Please pause the video now. All right, let's identify the trapezium shape. So here we have the original price of 10, the price received by the producer falling to 8. So this surface area illustrates the reduction in the producer surplus. So here we have a shape that looks like this. Okay, and it's the same idea again. We have length of A, B, and C, so we just want to plug it into the trapezium formula. So we're going to do that. So the length of A is 250 million plus the length of, okay, this is going to be A in this case, A here we have B, 0 to 220, times the height, 10 minus 8, times 10 minus 8, 2. Okay, so that's going to work out, and all of that is going to be divided by 2. So that's going to equal, again, 470 million times 2 divided by 2. So that works out to, if you want to go ahead and do the whole thing, 940 million divided by 2, and that's going to equal 470 million. Okay, so that's going to be our final answer. And I'll shade in our final answer so we're focused, or the evaluator can see. We're going to circle or highlight our final answer. And here we have our final answer there, 470. So we would make a note that producer surplus has decreased by 470 million. Lost kind of, not really profit, but lost producer surplus for these firms. Okay, so that is questions A and B. Those are the questions we've tackled in this video. If you have any questions, you can comment those questions below, and don't forget to subscribe and to like, and look out for the next video where we will cover questions C and D. And that's it. Thank you so much.